We're back to school.
Did you know Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken airs 5 nights a week at 10 p.m.? That's 5 nights of talking about ghosts, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. We're talking about the paranormal every Monday through Friday with some of the most trusted names in the field. Join us and step into the unknown with Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken, Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. Only if you dare.
Is your remote workforce putting your company at risk? Cyber criminals are targeting your employees with COVID-19 inspired emails and attacking businesses like yours. Hi, Mark Sommerfeld from Rymark. Rymark has the tools and expertise to enable your employees to work securely from home. If you need help getting your staff to work remotely and securely, call 651-328-8900 or go to rymarkit.com. That's 651-328-8900 or rymarkit.com.
Hey, it's Patrick. The month of July is National Carpet Cleaning Month, and because of that, and because it's the month of the 4th, Zero Res is offering 3 rooms, Zero Resified, starting at just $129, and get a 4th room free. Carpets, tiles, rugs, upholstery, basically every surface in your home can be Zero Resified, so it's time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res. Might be wrapping up from graduation season or getting ready to host those summer barbecues, so make sure the inside of your house is Zero Res clean. Zero Res is a 4.9 rating with over 18,000 reviews, and the Zero Res 30-day Gotta Love It guarantee makes it easy to get what you pay for. Schedule your appointment today at ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 952-ZERO-RES and ask for the AM 950 special. Again, this month, that's 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at just $129 and get a 4th room free. Backward or forward spells the same. Zero Res.
Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 65, then Friday sunshine with a high of 86. Look great with t-shirts, hoodies, and more from Gritty Gear. Gritty Gear's clothing is of the highest quality, and they're a locally owned company that wants to make you look great. Check out their sales and what they have to offer at grittygearco.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hitting cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake. Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local and national Native news and events, and as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, you are right, Dega. And this portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Development Institute, or NACD, in Minneapolis.
Hey, we have a jam-packed show with our friend State Senator Mary Kunesh, and it's awesome to have her on a Thursday here soon. And we'll get to be able to put her great segments on the best of all over Turtle Island. So we're really excited that she's able to come on today. And before we get any further, though, we have our weekly update there, Haley.
We do, yeah, from the Wisconsin Governor, Tony Evers. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Hey there, Native Roots Radio. Governor Tony Evers here with my weekly update. Wisconsin's agricultural industry is a $105 billion industry. So there's no doubt about it. Agricultural is Wisconsin's past, present, and it will be our future. That's why my administration has been committed to advancing initiatives to build a 21st century workforce and infrastructure needed to support a 21st century agricultural economy. So we can help ensure this industry grows today, tomorrow, and for the years to come. That's included efforts to increase our exports all across the globe, bolster our agricultural supply chains workforce, and improve the quality of our local infrastructure so local farmers can get products from point A to B safely and efficiently through our new Agricultural Roads Improvement Program. Folks, the quality of our local roads, bridges, and highways is critical to the success of our farmers, their families, and our state's economy. And this new program is specifically targeted to fixing our roads and bridges in rural agricultural communities that depend on that infrastructure for their livelihoods. Recently, I was glad to announce $50 million through the Agricultural Roads Improvement Program that will be going out to communities all across the state, from Manitowish Waters to Red River to LaGrange. By improving agricultural roads across our state, we're helping ensure our agricultural industries can get product to market, keep food on grocery store shelves and on our tables, and support rural communities and economies. That is a big deal, folks. And as a state, in our largest municipalities and our smaller towns and villages, we're going to keep working to fix the darn roads and build a 21st infrastructure Wisconsinites need and deserve. Thank you. Back to you, Robert, and Native Roots Radio.
Hey, thank you, Governor Evers. And we really appreciate your updates being sent to us and be able to amplify it all over civic media and AM 950 and all our other affiliates. Hey, before we get to State Senator Mary Kunesh, I was at Four Sisters Market today. And what a beautiful day. And I just got to say, it's just awesome to be on Franklin Avenue, Haley, and the Native Corridor.
Yeah, anyone who's around the Twin Cities, I would urge them to check out the American Indian Cultural Corridor, which is East Franklin Avenue, and stop by NACD and Powwow Grounds Coffee Shop and the Minneapolis American Indian Center.
Yes, the American Indian Center was hopping too. Hey, we have our friend State Senator Mary Kunesh on, and it's great to have you on. We got you on a Thursday. It's awesome to see you, and thanks so much for being on.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, it's kind of a time warp. I'm thinking it's Friday afternoon and my week is over, but here I am on a Thursday. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Hey, we got a few things we'd like to talk to you about, but we have great weather here. Your grandkids are healthy, and I'm about to have grandkids here. Looks like it's going to be next Friday if she doesn't have them by then. So, wow, right?
Wow is right. Congratulations to all of you.
Yeah, and Haley just reminded me. Haley, you worked in years ago in the young baby deal.
I did. Yeah, I've worked with preschoolers, toddler age, and infant. I was an infant teacher. So it'll be fun, and I'm excited to be an auntie.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what you been up to in the past week? I know I am so excited about what happened. I was voting for Joe Biden no matter what, but I think all my fears within 24 hours were gone because Kamala got over $100 million by regular people donated, and it seems that Gen Z's fired up. And all important, the Democratic Party did not fight about this. They all lockstepped in line, which was one of my fears.
Yeah, it's been quite the roller coaster in the last week or so, and really a big change in this election coming up in November. I think it's we do have to give kudos to President Biden for recognizing that perhaps he needed to turn the seat over to another, and the fact that there's an excellent chance that we will have our first president who is woman, and not only that, she's a Black and Asian woman, and I think it's just so exciting. I for one was super jazzed when this decision was made. And of course, she still has to go through the DNC and get that final endorsement. But I just see people talking about it all the time, everywhere, putting up their Kamala, pictures where they vent with each other, and yeah, it's just been really exciting. It's interesting because this past week I was in Ohio. I mean, like right after the Republican convention, and there was no evidence that the convention was there. But at our convention, it was the Midwest National Council of State Legislators, and nobody was talking politics. Nobody was talking politics at all. There were some conversations like back over in the corner, hush, 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 sort of thing. But I think nobody saw this coming quite the way that it has, and are a little perplexed by it, but others are super energized by the fact that we now have a new nominee unofficially to be the next president of the United States.
Yeah, people quickly came out and endorsed, and I think former President Obama is going to wait and make it a big deal, but he's going to endorse. But all these people endorsed her right away, and the money speaks for itself. State Senator, $100 million in 24 hours from just regular folks like Haley. I know Haley donated.
I did. Yeah, it was a lot of small donors, and it really added up. And I've just been seeing things, and people are saying, well, why am I voting for Kamala? And it's not because she's a woman. I'm going to vote for Kamala because I'm a woman.
Ooh.
There you go. There you go.
T-shirt time.
I would say everything that I've been seeing from Gen Z is just, this really changed the course and really kind of re-energized the whole generation.
That's exciting. I think we needed some new energy for sure.
Yeah, can't wait to see who the VP is, because the JD's a doorknob, and he should be talked to in a good, smart way, because he doesn't understand. He talks about cat women and people that don't have children and all those things, and he was an anti-Trump person until it was his fancy not to be. So we can really easy break that down. But hey, we're here with State Senator Mary Kunesh, and we got more to talk about, and it's really exciting to have her on. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us. I heard sex trafficking happens a lot in Indian country. What is that?
Here are some of the real reasons why sex trafficking happens in Indian country. Unequal gender roles that were forced on us by colonization. Communities don't have enough resources. Silence around domestic and sexual violence. Lack of attention and justice for missing and murdered Indigenous people. There's a lot of behavior that keeps our communities out of balance. These are just a few true reasons why Native communities are targeted by traffickers. When these acts of violence happen in our communities, it opens us all up for exploitation.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Attention transit customers. On Saturday, June 15th, Metro Transit will make changes to transit service within your community. As we do each quarter, we review our resources and ridership trends. These service changes continue our ongoing work to best serve customers throughout our system with our given resources. A summary of the upcoming service changes and a preview of the updated schedules are available now at metrotransit.org. Again, that's at metrotransit.org.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Hi, Jim of Better Futures Minnesota here. Does your business or organization need janitorial services, lawn care, or snow removal? Obtain a free, no-obligation estimate from Better Futures Minnesota when you let us know that you heard about us on AM 950. Our supervised, hardworking, and affordable crews will handle your interior and exterior building and property maintenance needs while you help men in the community transform their lives and walk on a positive path to success. It's a win-win. To learn more, go to betterfuturesminnesota.com under Business Services.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native Concrete and Masonry. Support Native businesses. Check out their work at nativeconcretemasonry.com and give Chuck a call at 612-597-0421.
Right on. Well, great organization, and give them a call. They'll get you some sidewalks and figure out what's happening, a good price, and you'll be working with, Chuck's a generational person. His father had the business before him, and so that's super, super exciting. Hey, we're here with State Senator Mary Kunesh, and we're all excited. And Kamala is, I keep on saying her name wrong. And Valerie, thank you so much for letting me know that, because I'm a dum-dum. Oh, no, that's good. So what, just to finish up on that, it's going to be exciting. We're going to be broadcasting from the DNC. I'll be there for a few days, and it'll be really fun. And I think the excitement speaks for itself.
Yeah, what an exciting Democrat convention to go to. I mean, and maybe you thought it was going to be a snoozer before, but with the news of Kamala joining the forces, I think that it will be a very, very interesting convention for sure. I had thought about attending, but I think my daughter's going to go down there, and so I'm going to stay home and help take care of the little Bambina, and I hope it all goes really well in Chicago.
Yeah, it can't, but I just excited that we're able to get so much. The difference between 1968, where the upheaval and Humphrey barely losing to Nixon, because of all that upheaval at the convention, and now we have it sounds like we have a united convention. A lot of people would have come up by now and wanted to run against her, and they haven't. So I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, it'll be a joyous occasion, I'm sure. Somebody pointed out to me the other day that since Jimmy Carter, this is the first time that there has not been a Clinton, a Bush, or a Biden on the ticket. Can you believe that?
Wow. I heard something. Yeah, I think I heard something like that in the past. That's crazy.
It
Yeah.
is. And when I think about it, like, that's my lifetime of voting. The first president I ever voted for was Jimmy Carter. And to think that all these years, it's been within the kind of like the power of the hands of a few. I'm glad to see that we have somebody new that hopefully is going to be leading our nation.
Yeah, that's a interesting comment. Geez. Wow. Yeah, and I think even earlier that there was the Bushes were involved with 8 years with first as being a vice president, and then there was Clinton, and then there was another Bush. So within that amount of time, there was 16 years out of 20, out of that amount of time that was Bush was a president.
Yeah.
Or part of being a president, even longer than that, because I forgot Bush 1 was president too before Clinton.
Yep. So there was a legacy there. Now we're starting a new legacy.
Yes, let's hope so. And I am just totally excited. And I know you are too. And we just can't help but talk about it. And again, Valerie, thanks for helping me out here. Kamala, Wendy isn't here to help me out. She usually does help me out because I like destroying words and names and things. Right, Haley?
Not always, but it does happen. It's okay. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have been saying her first name wrong.
Well, I wrote it down now, so it's in front of me. Hey, so State Senator, what have you been up to in this past week? I know you were talking about you were out of town.
Yep.
And we missed you last week, but here you are. We're going to have you on today and tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding.
It would be tricky to get me tomorrow. I'm leaving early tomorrow morning to go out to California. My family, a bunch of us have planned a rafting and camping trip on the American River in California. So, yeah, I don't know that I could tune in to do tomorrow, but I'm glad I was able to be here today. I spent the early part of, Saturday through Wednesday in Ohio, as I said, at the Midwest State Legislative Conference. So all these legislators from South Dakota, North Dakota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Iowa, and then some of the Canadian, Alberta and Saskatchewan, they all joined there, and we met and we talked about issues and had breakout sessions. And it's always really interesting to hear from the other legislators just how things work in their state, because not every state pays their legislator. Did you know that?
No.
Not every state meets every single year. Some of them are full-time, some of them are part-time, like Minnesota. So we get to know and understand a little bit about things how happen in the other states as well. So that was pretty interesting. And I have another one coming up after this trip. So we're not quite done with conferences this summer, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I'm sure, and you're a very humble person, but I'm sure people were coming up to you and going, "How is Minnesota doing so well and getting these things happening?" And we know by you being on a guest for many years as a state representative too. It was a hard road to toe, but now things are really awesome because we got the trifecta here.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. A lot of the different state legislators have asked me, how did you do this? Or where did this come from? Or how are you dealing with those things? And, I have to remind them that we have that trifecta. Prior to that, we weren't getting a whole lot of the work done. And I think part of it is also the fact that I would say that we Democrats in Minnesota really do care about our constituents, whether they voted for us or not, whether they're Democrat or Republican, independent, whatever. The bottom line is we want to just make sure that everybody has a safe home to live in, food on their table, good education for their kids, healthcare that's affordable, and maybe a little bit of extra in their pocket to do some fun traveling or take your kids to an amusement park or something. But I really do feel like that's what's the core of the work that we do at the legislature with the DFL. And I'm just really proud to be a part of all of that.
Yeah, and we're really proud to have you. Uh, we had the office on yesterday, Haley, Anna, and the thing that you really pushed in this state, the MMIWR office, and we had a nice love fest about the hard work that you put into this, and
Oh,
the being persistent too, because the
yeah.
first year it was a little shaky because it was an ominous bill, and go ahead and tell us that process because man, that just talking to her and what the office is doing now and the license plates and all that.
Isn't that just incredible that we have that office, and what a team Juliet Rudy has put together. I think Anna and one of the other staff members were just up in Canada sharing the good work that we did, and I heard good reports back about them, so I have to let them know that. But I created a piece of legislation that created the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women's Task Force back in 2017. I think we finally got it passed in 2019. And with that, we had a year-long task force to look into the situation here in Minnesota. It's so interesting because this afternoon I had a meeting with the National Census Bureau people, and the Census Bureau director's name is Robert Santos. Really neat guy. They were down here from the federal government, and he brought a number of other folks that are working with tribes around the census. And we're talking about data and how important data is. So when we talk about missing and murdered Indigenous women, when we were first working on this, and people would say, well, where is it happening? Who's it happening to? Give us the numbers. People like numbers, they like data. And we just didn't have it. Nobody was collecting it. Nobody was collecting it in a good way. Nobody was collecting it in a way that could be shared. And so we did that through the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women's Task Force. And then now with the office, that happened the very next year. And that office is doing the good work of making sure that we are addressing that terrible, terrible issue of missing and murdered folks in our state.
Yeah, and it's great to have. I've seen the plates, and we kind of joked. Haley and I joked about. I wonder who that is with the plates there. We know them, and so it's fun too,
Yeah.
and it also goes to a good cause. Why don't we take a quick break? We'll talk a little bit more about that. Hey, we're here with State Senator Mary Kunesh, and we'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio. Oh, wow. Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States.
And 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected.
Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf.
Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy.
As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired.
Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl. J&S Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
Bonjour, hello. My name is Wabin. I am an enrolled member of the White Earth Nation, descendant of the Navajo Nation, and co-chair of the Indigenous Employee Resource Group with the Minnesota Department of Transportation. MnDOT is hiring for a variety of positions from road maintenance to accounting and more. We offer great benefits. For more information or to set up a one-on-one resume and application assistance, visit mn.gov/careers, or you can text or call 612-257-2388. 612-257-2388.
AM 950 KTNF, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Cafe Latte offers made-from-scratch soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts.
So come check out their pizza and wine bar, or get a treat from the bakery made fresh daily. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout, along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com.
Hey, it's Robert Pilot. I want to talk to you about the rising energy costs and how you can manage them with the help of 952 Windows. Many people have plenty of insulation in their roof and attic, but the next significant step for energy savings is installing energy-efficient windows and doors. My good friend owns 952 Windows, a part of Loyal Home. They did a remodeling job on our home 20 years ago and definitely did a better job than the other guys. I've talked to neighbors over the years that experienced contractor problems with those other guys, especially when their window and door upgrades fell short in quality and energy efficiency. But when we made our second floor addition to our home, we used 952 Windows and received an excellent price and exceptional workmanship. Since then, we've seen much lower energy bills. So for your next home remodeling project, go with 952 Windows. Trust me, you won't regret giving them a call at 952 Windows or 952windows.com.
You want a fast way to save some money? It's easy with Rudy Luther Toyota. Start with the Luther Advantage card. With every new and used vehicle purchased, you'll get 3 years of 10 cents off per gallon of gas at Holiday Station stores, as well as $6 off the Works car washes. That's a lot of savings, especially when you tag that with the incredibly fuel-efficient Toyota hybrid models. Buying at Rudy Luther Toyota makes you a smart shopper. Find out all the details about the Luther Advantage card, including all the ways you can save by visiting Rudy Luther Toyota, the southeast corner of 394 and 169 in Golden Valley.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 65, then Friday sunshine with a high of 86. Nightingale is your cozy, comfortable neighborhood bar and restaurant at 26th and Lindale in Minneapolis. Come in for the famous Nightingale burger or the ginger tamari chicken wings. View their menu or place a takeout order at nightingalempls.com.
You're listening to Native Roots Radio. This is Spirit from Reservation Dogs. Get up and listen.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hey, we're here with State Senator Mary Kunesh, and we were talking a little bit about the census, a little bit about Kamala, and just all around just chatting here. I gotta just ask you, I know that's we're going to be at the state fair again, and I know we get to see you out there too. That's a big thing for us because of our store, but Wendy and I in years past went 7 or 8 times every year anyways.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot of good state fair food you must have consumed.
Yeah, there's a lot of vegan options out there too. It's crazy. And each year there is. So you wouldn't think that, but man, we have our go-to places, and then we like to people watch and hang out.
Yeah, that is definitely the place for people watching. You get all kinds of folks there.
Definitely. Well, what else do we got going on here? And again, I'm a little thrown off here, and it's funny too, State Senator. I was on the Matt McNeil show earlier, so I feel like I've been on the radio for 3 hours now.
I think you
And
have
really,
been. Yeah. Yeah. I was going to point out that over your shoulder there is one of the MMIR license plates, or what looks like a facsimile of it. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, that's it. And it's interesting how that came about. One day after we had created the task force and the office as well, and we had budgeted some money for the office, but I was really concerned about how we were going to continue financing and paying for that office. I wanted to make sure it didn't go away if somebody, if another party were to come into power.
Yeah.
And so I was driving to the Capitol one day, and I was looking at all the different license plates. And up until then, I had like one of the lady slipper license plates. I had one of the, what is the little bird? Holy cats. What is our state bird? Not the loon. It's not the loon. I mean, that is our state bird, but that's not what was on the license plate. A little chickadee. Little chickadee was on. Yeah. And it just hit me like, wow, we should have an MMIR license plate. So I got to the Capitol. I had only enough time to kind of pitch my idea to my legislative assistant and my intern, and had to go down for a 2-hour committee hearing. And by the time I came up, they had the piece of legislation all ready to go. And so, yeah, it's amazing. So we dropped that bill like a hot potato, and I worked it. And lo and behold, we got it passed. And we got it passed by bipartisan support. It was a Republican chair who said, yeah, we can do this license plate. And so probably 90% of the fee for that specialty license plate goes directly to the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives Office. So Minnesotans, and this is only good for Minnesotans, sorry, when you have to replace your license plate, if you're going to buy a brand new car, If your plates expire or you just want one, go to the DMV and let them know that you want one of those license plate, and you can get them personalized. You can have your own, whatever you want on there. If you don't say I want something special, then you just get those random numbers. But I think you have to have at least 6 letters and number. 7? 7?
Oh, and a number too.
Yeah, I don't think you have to have numbers because I do not. Mine
Because you
says
remember.
Wichoni.
Oh, what does yours say?
Mine says Wichoni, which means like
Oh,
life,
cool.
respect, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you pay a little bit extra for it, but it's worth it because of all the money that goes into the MMIR office. And it's crazy. Like you said, I'll be driving down the highway or I'll pull into somewhere to park and I'll see a license plate. And it just warms my heart. I was driving back down from one of the reservations last week and pulled in to get some gas, and somebody else pulls ahead of me on the other side, and she's got the license plate. So while my gas was pumping, I walked over there and I said, "Hey, I like your license plate." And she jumped, I really surprised her. So apologies if you're listening to that person. But it was just really exciting to see that out and about all over the state.
Yeah, it was the first one I saw, and I will be getting one too. And we figured out you helped us a previous show on how I can spell ho chunk without really having my head explode. So I appreciate that. But I was at a meeting specifically with the Met Council, and same parking lot we were supposed to park in, and I saw the car, and then there was somebody with the car running in a meeting, and it was Shelley Buck.
Oh,
Oh, I know
excellent.
you. You got a plate, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The cool kids.
Yeah, definitely, and, I know Haley will get one. She's just got a new car too, so, Haley, you're up next.
I know I was going to do something ho chunk, but now I can't copy you. So I'll have to put my own little twist on it or something.
Well, you have Mary figure it out, and it won't have to be the exact, as but it could say ho chunk too.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out on another show.
Yeah.
We'll give you time.
Yeah.
Well, we talk about, and that's just an exciting thing, and, I really feel like in my work and the radio work too, that I'm at that age where I wanna leave a legacy. I'm not taking these things with me, and State Senator, you have a heck of a legacy right now on many things, but
Mm.
this is one for sure that, will live longer than you.
I hope so. I
It
hope
will.
so. And maybe at some point they'll have to dismantle the MMIR office because it's no longer needed, knock on wood. That would be like the
Mhm.
ultimate satisfaction. But I say this often enough. I feel like I've been put in this time in this place to do the work that I'm doing for a really good reason. We've been able and we've been successful in Minnesota to really pass powerful legislation that has never been done before in respect to positive outcomes for Indian country. And we say this all the time, but I really do believe it's because representation matters. I'm the first Native woman to serve in the Minnesota Senate. There are 3 Native women right now, 3 Native people in the Minnesota House that
Mhm.
are doing the incredible work. We're going to lose one. Representative Becker Finn is retiring. But we need more and more of you folks out there to step up and run for office. And I know it's really intimidating coming to the Capitol. Imagine making a bill, passing a bill, putting bill into law. It is fabulous and it is incredible. But we can't stop with just the 3, 4 of us. We need to continue to build the capacity in all levels of of government, whether it's a school board or a city council or a county commissioner or something in the county, all the way up. We need to have the voices and tell the stories. It's again, going back to my meeting today with the folks from the Census Bureau, those all that data isn't just numbers on a page or in a spreadsheet. Those are stories. The data tells stories. And just like with the MMIR task force or the whole movement, when we were first looking at this, the task force, there was no data. That tells a story. That right there tells a story that either it wasn't important enough to gather, nobody was doing it or doing it in the right way, that we just weren't taking the whole situation seriously. And so when you have people that are going to call that out and say, where is the data? Why don't we have the data? We need to have the data. That's really, really important. And I think about some of the other work that we've been able to do, with ICWA and MIFPA, the Minnesota Indian Family Preservation Act. Things so insignificant to maybe the general public, but so important to our folks, like allowing a kid to wear an eagle feather in their graduation cap. Come on.
Right.
Or allowing for smudging or native languages in the schools. The times are changing, but we need folks in those positions to help us continue to do that work.
Well, and plus you were on the educational side of things, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of great bills that you helped pass in that committee, but also teaching our history here, which is really truly the history of Minnesota, good or bad. People need to know it so we don't repeat it.
100%. And again, when we look at the history, who wrote the history and from what perspective, none of us really grew up understanding the full context of the American Indian Wars, what happened here in Mankato with the Mankato 38+2. We hear about it, and oftentimes it's, those savage Indians attacked the settlers, and we had to send in the army, the cavalry to subdue them. But look at the context of why did they do that? Why were they attacking settlers, or why was there any issue? Well, their land was gone, their buffalo were killed, promises and treaties weren't kept. It was all about survival, 100% survival. And that's not the view of what we all learned in the history lessons that we went through.
Absolutely. And the movies of my childhood and before that, the John Wayne and John Ford movies are a big disservice of Native communities all over Turtle Island. So people have to unlearn that too. Hey,
Yeah.
State Senator, thanks so much for being on.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing me on a Thursday. I hope you have a great Friday, a great weekend. Wopalatanka.
Pinigigi, thank you so much. That was State Senator Mary Kunesh of the great state of Minnesota. You're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and we'll be right back after this short break.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, could potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Attention transit customers. On Saturday, June 15th, Metro Transit will make changes to transit service within your community. As we do each quarter, we review our resources and ridership trends. These service changes continue our ongoing work to best serve customers throughout our system with our given resources. A summary of the upcoming service changes and a preview of the updated schedules are available now at metrotransit.org. Again, that's at metrotransit.org.
J&S Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. For good stuff.
This is Leonard Peltier. I am in Coleman 1, U.S. Penitentiary, and I'm listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Oh. I tried a deep howl that time. How did that work?
It sounds like a grandpa choka wolf.
Hey, before we get any, great to have State Senator on. I was did tell you I was on the Matt McNeil show today, and
Yeah, with Greg.
yeah, Greg Bakken, and he has a great show at 10 o'clock on AM 950, and it's good to talk to him. But he had some great. It became a love fest. He really loves our show and the work that you do, Haley, and how professional we come off, even though Bobby P's not too professional, but thank goodness we have good producers over the years, and you're definitely one of the top, if not the top.
Oh, thank you. You know, I've meaning to get a hold of our older producers in the past. We should do a producer show and get them back on and have some fun.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about that when we did the picture of all three of you, Ogama, Zoe, and yourself. That would be cool. That'd be cool if you guys took over the show, really.
That would be fun.
But
maybe we should do that.
We got some history that we could probably talk about too. And I know talked about the story of you not wanting to ever be on the radio, that you take care of all the other stuff. And yesterday, or the day before yesterday, you basically did the show yourself.
I did. I had your little emotional support. I saw you in the bullpen of the online studio here. So I knew you were there if I needed you. But yeah, it was fun to kind of take over the show and have Ruth Buffalo on and and Pretendians Band.
And I ran into those guys at the Four Sisters today.
Oh, did you? Cool.
Yeah, they were hanging out, looking cool as always.
Oh, as always. Yeah. If listeners out there don't know Pretendians Band, I would urge you to look them up on Spotify or Apple Music and check out their songs War Cry and The 38. Those two songs are nominated for this year's Native American Music Awards.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about having them come on every other week, for a segment or two. They have a lot of stories to tell, and Thomas is a school teacher.
Yeah, Mr. D.
Yeah, that's right. And so we all, they threw that out there, and that'd be great. They got those guys do great on the radio, and we can have conversations about Franklin Avenue education and all those things. So it'd be great to have them on.
Yeah, he's also an actor.
That's right.
Yeah, for New Native Theater, he's been in plays with them, and the Dakota overdub for the Avengers movie.
That was huge, and he was really appreciative that you brought that up. He said that I brought that up, but I said, no, Haley brought that up.
That's okay.
Just got up from a nap.
Yeah, that's cool. So you can watch the Avengers Marvel movie, The Avengers, on Disney Plus now, and you can go select the language, Lakota language.
I also
Um,
saw a friend of ours that's Ho Chunk and elder and a speaker, and he gave me some really good advice, especially about the twins and how to name them and the process.
oh,
It was really cool. I saw Jim Funmaker out there, and he's an
hey.
awesome dude.
Yeah, fun maker. That's Destiny, who runs the Four Sisters Farmers Market with NACD. She is related to the fun makers.
Yes, definitely. Big family. But I always hear
Yeah,
McKee's a big family too, so we're in a big
that's true.
family. Yeah.
Hey, shout out us Ho Chunks.
Yeah.
Well, what else is going on this weekend? I know White Earth is having a powwow this weekend, the 26th through the 28th. This is their second annual Name Gizi Sturgeon Moon White Earth Community Council powwow. I want to shout out one of my friends, Angel. She does amazing, beautiful beadwork. She will be out there vending at a booth called Bomb Idizawolgamog Creators Place.
Oh.
If you're watching us on our live feed here, you can see this beautiful medallion that she beaded for me a year ago. I've known Angel since elementary school.
Oh,
Um,
cool. That's right.
yeah. So I haven't seen her in a long time, but if you're up at the White Earth Powwow, definitely make sure to check out that vendor booth, Bam Idizigowawang Creators Place. And I probably said that wrong because I don't speak Ojibwe.
Yes, and don't start. No, just kidding.
Okay.
Hey, the on Facebook, Winnebago, the Big Voice is alive now, and their powwow, the 158th annual homecoming celebration powwow, and it looks like it starts on Thursday. So I'm looking
A
at it
4-day?
live right now.
Wow.
I shared it on my Facebook if you want to check that out, Haley. But yeah, you can watch the powwow on TV and see all our relatives there too.
Yeah, speaking of relatives, I know we won't be heading down to Winnebago, Nebraska this weekend, but we will be having a family reunion with our Ho Chunk relatives.
Yeah, someone will be there, and we're gonna check in and stop in and say hello to everybody in a good way.
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to mention this. Did you see Minneapolis Fire Chief Carson out there at the farmers market
Yeah,
today?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they are doing something really cool. This is their second event. It'll be this weekend, Saturday, July 7th from 11 to 4 p.m. at the Minneapolis American Indian Center. This is their Sidewalks and Streets, a community safety event. It is free, and they're asking you to bring your vehicle in need of light repair. This is Lights On, which distributes vouchers for free car light repairs, headlights, taillights, turn signals, up to $250 of a voucher. This community event will be addressing public safety issues and building positive community relationships with local law enforcement. Again, that's Saturday, July 27th at the Minneapolis American Indian Center from 11 to 4 p.m.
Wow, we had them on, and that was just some great information and things they do for the community, and it's well
Good.
needed. I think when I was in my early 20s and I was running around like a crazy person, I could have used a new headlight.
Oh,
Or
for sure. And you never really know until if your headlight's out until you get pulled over, and then sometimes they don't even give you a warning. They just give you a ticket right there.
well, I could use a headlight and a big hit in the hand with the backhand on the forehead too. I
Oh,
think
geez.
back when I was young, but
Hopefully not.
nobody dared do it because I was,
No.
a legend in my own mind back then.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would urge check your headlights. I would do a test on your blinkers and everything. And even if you don't currently have a headlight out, you may have one and you just may not know it. So have
Boy,
someone
we
check on that.
we talk a lot about different things here on Native Roots Radio.
Yeah, we do. It's a good thing we're a radio show.
Yeah, keep talking. Yes, that's right. We keep talking here. So yeah, I was at the Four Sisters Market. It was awesome. Good to see people, and come on out there every Thursday. And then we're talking about too. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, Haley. That the gallery is going to have a new thing happen.
A new exhibit?
Yes.
Yep, that'll be Jennifer White's new exhibit. Is a solo exhibition coming to NACD's All My Relations Art Gallery.
Yeah. So anything else you want to talk about here this last minute? It's a beautiful day here in the Midwest and Minnesota.
Yeah.
I already got my walk in. I'll have to do another little walk here just to keep moving because
Yeah.
you got to keep walking.
That's good for you. Yeah, movement is good. Well, since we had Mary Kunesh on today and not tomorrow, we're going to have our Ho Chunk sister, Arvina Martin. We're going to be live tomorrow. And then I want to shout out Robert Lilligren, who is our usual Thursday guest, but he is on a very beautiful vacation up on the North Shore. So we hope you have fun.
He is having fun. I've seen some pictures and I'm a little jelly here, but you know how that goes. Hey, if you're listening to the show, you are part of the resistance. From Chief Plenty Coops, the ground in which we stand on is sacred ground. It is the blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, run for office, and vote, 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 vote. We're still here. We are the seventh generation.
And free Leonard Peltier. Now.
The powder